Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome back to another Conquerors Blade video. This time around we're going to be looking at some juicy notes which have been leaked out of the PTR version. This is going to be covering all the latest buffs and nerfs coming to a huge range of units. Now, I expect these nerfs and buffs to actually be dropping when the new season drops. We have not yet had any official confirmation of this, so please do take this as a pinch of salt, but some nice kind of changes in these patch notes. Thank you very much to fellow traveler on my Discord for leaking me these. I was also sent them by someone else, but I've forgotten. I'm very sorry, but thank you very much for sending these over, and let's get straight into it. So then, shield maidens are getting a bit of a buff. Their leadership is going to be dropping by 30, and cover commander, the damage taken reduced by 15% is going up to 30%. Guardian defense increases by 10%, slashing damage increased by 10%, piercing damage increased by 10%. So quite a big buff on the shield maidens there. Varangian guards, now I'm thinking this is going to really bring them back in the meta. Unbreakable, damage taken reduced by 40%, that is huge. Armor penetration and damage increase 300 to 400. Syphonori, why these guys are getting buffed is beyond me, but they are getting buffed regardless. The leadership is dropping by 15. Blunt damage is increasing by 200, and they are getting a 20% increase in health. Falconetti gunners dropping 20 leadership, gaining 30% ammo increase. Grey Hair garrison dropping 30 leadership, HP increased 20%. Last stand, damage taken reduced by 15% is now going up to 25%. Alchemists are dropping 30 leadership. Healing hands recover health. It has gone from 1% to 20%, which is a huge increase. Prefetcher pikemen, their charge cooldown has dropped 20 seconds. Iron cap spearmen, the leadership has dropped by 20, and their HP has been increased by 30%. And a couple of nerfs coming in as well. The Kriegsrat Fusiliers, their HP decrease is 30%, and the Iron Cap Scout Cavalry, their leadership is going up from 95 to 120. Dominate the world, mastery skill, I believe, no longer Daisy's heroes. So this is the best kind of translation that we have had. There are some really juicy kind of buffs and nerfs coming into the game. The ones I'm most excited for are shield maidens. I really want the shield maidens to come back up into the kind of balance and be viable against things like men at arms. Again, I really do miss playing shield maidens. The Varangian guards, again as well, really enjoyable unit when you learn how to play them. It's going to be interesting to see if this unbreakable, the damage taken reduced by 40%, is going to make them again worthwhile playing, because they do have a huge kind of damage output already, which is obviously going to be increased by their armor penetration and damage increase by going up by 100 as well. Syphonoris and the Falconettis, that's a bit of a weird buff, to be honest. I don't think either of those really needed a buff, but any of you Syphonori or Falconetti players out there, obviously you're going to be pretty happy with this. Grey Hair garrison, I don't think this is going to be enough for them to be buffed up into the balance. Again, I think they are going to need a little bit more than that. The Alchemist, that is a huge buff. I expect we are going to be seeing a lot of these in the blue and purple metas. I expect we are going to be seeing them a lot more in regular siege battles, possibly even territory wars as well, because that is a huge amount of health recovery, going up from 1% to 20. That's a massive buff, especially considering their leadership is only 60 after this buff as well. I think they are going to be in every single battle that you kind of play once this drops. Prefetch pikemen, not really much of a change, to be honest. Not going to see them much more. Iron cap spearmen, again, not going to see them much more. Kriegsrat Fusiliers, I think they did need a nerf. I don't know if it was an HP nerf really that they needed, but a nerf nonetheless. Iron cap scout cavalry, I've not actually played with these, but I've been seeing a lot of people playing these and them absolutely dominating. So yeah, I think a little leadership kind of nerf for them is possibly going to be worthwhile. What do you think though? What do you think of all these different balance changes? Again, these are not official patch notes. These are what have been leaked, so please don't take them as a pinch of salt. Just make sure that obviously you're just kind of reading this as it is, because this may not be true. Chances are it probably is, to be honest, but just bear in mind these are not official. But let me know your thoughts on all of these below. Did you think all these units needed buffs and nerfs and everything like that? Let me know your reasons why and everything. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Share this video around. All that lovely fan doobie-tastic stuff. And I hope to catch you out on the battlefield.